is about streaming. First of all, it's about ESPN and Disney because they prompted, Texas made this move, Oklahoma followed, but in the next 10 to 15 years, and you and Mitch can talk about this is about streaming as much as anything. We're going to start streaming our games. ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, I guess you watch Frozen, and then you're going to get the game of the week. But you have to build a database, a population base to do that. Because ESPN's scrambling. They have been for a long time. They overpaid for the rights to some leagues. People have cut cables, and they've been reeling. This, to me, is a measure for them, led by them, even though they say they haven't, where they approach Texas into the SEC, because the SEC, they have the SEC network, right? Disney's got that. They have the Longhorn network. Disney's got that. They want to have the windows for the over-the-air, but that's the next 10 years. The 10 years beyond that is you have got to build a power streaming force of population and potential subscribers. And to me, this is all about that. And I'm also telling those schools, I'll tell Oklahoma and Texas, beware. Read the Surgeon General's warning on the side of the pack of cigarettes. And when you get a chance, call Nebraska and see how it's going. You can even call Missouri. Missouri's been a little more successful. Basketball's a shell of what it used to be. You just tell me of the power schools that have added teams of where it's really going great. They'll say, hey, we're in. We're in. Well, let me tell those schools something, because the next part of that next 10 years after this first 10 years, contraction will come into play. Because Vanderbilt doesn't fit into this equation anywhere. Nor does Mississippi State. Or Mizzou could be on the cut list. So, I'm telling you, this is a treacherous, dangerous time. And Oklahoma, their idea of a good time is not going 5-7 in football. They did it with John Blake. But what they have planned, if you're going to play in the SEC West or something, they're going to be in 4 pods of 4. But wait till the year you cross over to play the pod of Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, and Florida. That's going to be a pod. And good luck with that one. And your fans are going, hey, Sooners, let's go. We're 10-2. You might be 2-10. Here's another one. Call Arkansas. Ask Arkansas. Study and look at the Arkansas Razorbacks of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And when Frank Broyles led their charge to go to the SEC, what happened to those guys? Give me the last great Arkansas football team that challenged for a national championship. Oh, we're in. We're getting lots of money. Hey, we're in. We're not out. But it may not be as fun as you think it'll be.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Mitch Holthus is with us here on the game. I'm going to ask one more question here, and this may be putting you on the spot a bit, but one of the conversations we were having, Ian Boyd, who works for Inside Texas, he's been a good guy and has come on with us before, but I was annoyed just reading some of his work and saying, look, like Texas, you always hear the word subsidized, right? Texas and Oklahoma have been subsidizing the rest of the Big 12 forever. Time for them to leave and go do their own thing. And a lot of that was he was saying, like, hey, dating back to when the Big 12 formed, the league had some powers like Nebraska, Colorado, but did not have TV sets in the state of Texas that they needed. That's what Texas provided. So Texas has really been propping this thing up for the whole duration of it. What do you remember about 93 to 96 when that was all being formed and it was all coming to play? Like how accurate is that of a story?
Well, Texas ended up being the problem then, because they're saying, hey, Nebraska, come on in, and you're bringing some power with those great Nebraska teams. Nebraska left the league because of Texas. Tom Osborne went to the Big Ten because he was tired of Texas trying to shove him around. Now, what Nebraska's found out is, oh, well, hey, what do you think Ohio State and Michigan are going to do? And your stadium size is, what, about 6th or 7th in that league? I mean, I'm a Northwestern fan. Northwestern doesn't care about playing in Lincoln. They're 5-5 against Nebraska in the last 10 years. Northwestern. And they've won in Lincoln 3 of those 5 times. Why? They play at Penn State with 115,000 fans. So if Texas thinks that, other than their 05 year and Vince Young running it into the pylon against USC, what has Texas brought to the table? Rick Barnes year here and there in basketball, but other than that, and here's the other thing, Texas and Oklahoma have to me, and based on what I've learned, they've stymied the growth. when there's like, well, let's go grow and be aggressive and add to the 10 and go get 2 or 4, look at BYU, figure out the Sunday problem, but let's go be aggressive and get Louisville before the ACC does. They were the ones to stymie that growth. And so you're waiting to go to prom with the girl that's supposed to be like or the guy that, hey, this is awesome. And you wait till Friday to ask, I think we're going. And then on Saturday they tell you, nope, I'm going with somebody else. That's what this is about. And so Texas really doesn't have much to say about it. And good luck, Texas. You might be 2-10 because you're 6-6 in this league. So, yeah, I'm fired up about it, but that kind of stuff has no bearing. I got to see more of a compelling argument than, oh, well, hey, they needed the TV sets to prop them up, because Texas basically led the secession here, like talking the Longhorn Network. They've had one foot in the going out the door anyway. So that, to me, argument doesn't buy any sauce at all. And you've had your butt beaten by K-State. You've had them beaten by Baylor and TCU and Tech. So I don't know what you're thinking, but to me, I think it's almost also A&M envy. Like A&M's in the
Absolutely.
SEC, well, why don't we go there? Just good luck. Good luck, Texas. Good luck, Oklahoma. And if you give me your 10-2 records year by year by year, ain't going to happen.